Hi guys, welcome to my kitchen and welcome to Ignite. So I'm sat here by the scoreboard, and at the top of the scoreboard this week we have Charlotte with 22 and joint leader Nathan with 22 points as well. Joshua's catching up there with 17, and Andrew, you're getting close on 11 as well. That's fantastic. It was so good to see so many of you at our Ignite meeting on Wednesday. More of you came along than we've seen on Jitsi before, which was absolutely fantastic. Don't worry if you couldn't be there. Come along and join us next week. Same time, same place. It will be great fun. So we're going to have some games next week, as we always do, and I need you to just get together a few bits and pieces. So for one of the games next week, you are going to need a small bag of sweets, something like Skittles or Smarties would be great, something like that, 2 bowls, and a straw. I'm sure you can all guess what that game's going to be, and if you text me and let me know, I'll give you a point on the scoreboard. So we had a fantastic time on Wednesday, and the guys also came up with some great ideas of different things to try whilst we're in this isolation time. So one of them was taking photographs. So why not take some photos when you're out on your walk, or even just around the house? See if you can take some amazing artistic pictures. Another idea was to try a new craft. Somebody in the family had been trying wood carving. Please guys, stay safe. But why not try a new craft? Also, why not teach your pets some new tricks? One of the guys on Wednesday had been teaching their dog some new tricks. So why not give it a go with your pets too? And the last idea was to be playing badminton over the fence with the next door neighbours. So if that works for you, if you've got a fence that works and kids next door and you think that's something you want to try, why not give it a go? Sounds like great fun. We also had some fantastic things that you guys have been doing to help others. Baking features a lot, and why not? I love baking. We've had plenty of baking in this kitchen throughout isolation and I love it. But why not bake for your family, for your friends, for your neighbours, and even pop some biscuits or something in the post to family and friends who live a bit further away. What an amazing thing to do for them. Another really good idea is to make a video. You could do it yourself, or you could get the family together. You could even edit it all together and make it look really great. And then you can send that video to your family who live a little bit further away, or maybe to your friends. What a fantastic idea to try, and just to cheer people up. What a wonderful idea. So in a minute or so, I'm going to be going and sitting down somewhere comfy in the house. But I'm just feeling like I might forget to tell you about the worship song this week, so I'll do it now. I've got a bit of a golden oldie for you. I've been listening a lot to Jesus Culture's He Loves Us this week. So why not go and try it out? Maybe you've never heard it. It's just a really good song. It's going to be down there in the comments section. So I'm going to go and move now, and I will see you in a couple of seconds somewhere else. Bye. Okay guys, so I am seriously running out of new places to go sit in my house now, but I found a pretty corner, so I thought I would come and sit here today. So I was out for a walk with God this week. That's how I often talk to God. And I was just like, what am I doing with Ignite this weekend? And I turned around to God and I said, what am I doing? And he said, we're walking. And I was like, yeah? And he was like, no, we're walking. I was like, oh, I see. So I'm going to talk about us walking with God today. The next thing that came into my mind was something that just won't go away throughout this whole isolation time. And it's just that this was all no surprise to God. No surprise at all. Nothing that's happened has surprised him. I'm going to read Jeremiah 29:11 from the Message version. And God says, I know what I'm doing. I have it all planned out. Plans to take care of you, not abandon you. Plans to give you the future you hope for. God's plans for us haven't changed. He knew this was going to happen. Doesn't make any difference for him. This was all in his plans. And where we're at right now is walking. We're not standing still. We're not sitting down at the side of the road. We're walking, and we're still walking with him. He hasn't gone anywhere. Matthew 7:14 says, but the gate is small and the road is narrow that leads to true life. So when we're saved, we come through the gate, and there's just the one gate through to the narrow path that is walking with God, and that's being saved and coming through Jesus. And once we step onto that path, we start our journey walking with God step by step by step. We can stop and we can turn around, but if we want to get to the end of that path, then we need to keep going. A while back, we had a really hard time in our lives when I lost my husband, and in one really difficult time, I was praying for one of my children, and it was a time when I was thinking about the light at the end of the tunnel, but I couldn't really envisage it. I couldn't see what that time was going to look like. It was just so difficult. And the picture God gave me was of walking side by side in a tunnel. And there was just enough room in this dark tunnel for two people. And one of them was each of us, and the other one was God. And he said, I am in the light at the end of the tunnel, but I'm in that tunnel with you. I'm walking with you. And we were walking with him. And that's what we're all doing. Another good picture of this is when you're out in the countryside and you come across a real narrow footpath. And so you all have to walk. If you've got a big family like we do, you have to walk one behind the other in single file. And so some people are in front of you, encouraging you on, and some people are behind you, supporting you. And that's true in your Christian walk. Do you know, that path is your walk, and it's your walk, and the only one who can be beside you is God in that. Everyone else has their own walks, their own footpaths. So to keep walking, we need to go God's way. We need to walk on this narrow path. He's not going to change. It's his path and it's his way. So we need to change. And step by step, bit by bit, we grow more and more like Jesus as we walk on our path, as we carry out the plans that God has for us. So how do we do that? On Wednesday, we thought about generosity, and we remembered that we have a very generous God. So I was thinking about some ways of how we could be like him, thinking about that generosity and thinking about his ways and how we can be walking with him at this time. So I've got 3 quick points. Number 1, God always gives his all. He gave his son for us. Jesus died for us. He gave everything that he had for us. So what can we give? How can we be generous? I think it was Andrew in our Jitsi meeting who said, well, we can be generous with our skills, with our talents, with our gifts. Absolutely we can. And right now in this time, we can still be generous with those talents and those gifts. And we can give all that we have to those who are around us. We can help them in any way that we can with the gifts that we've been given. 2 Corinthians 4, 8-12 is one of my favourites. And this again is the Message version, and this is what it says. We've been surrounded and battered by troubles, but we're not demoralised. We're not sure what to do, but we know that God knows what to do. We've been spiritually terrorised, but God hasn't left our side. We've been thrown down, but we haven't broken. That's where we are. We're keeping walking. We're still going. And one of the things we can do in this time is to use the gifts that we've got and use them to help the people that are around us. So point number 2, God is generous in his love for us. You know about agape love. We've talked about it lots and lots and lots. And he shows his love in so many ways. In Galatians 5, 22-23, this is the bit about the fruits of the Spirit. And it says, but the Spirit produces the fruit of love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. These fruits aren't just growing in us, they're growing on us. Fruits are on the outside of the tree for everybody to see. They're very, very visible. And so these fruits of joy and peace and patience and kindness and goodness. They're all things that we can be growing in at this time, just the same as any other. And we can certainly be showing those to the people around us, to our friends who we are still in contact with, in any other way that you can think of. Agape love, remember as well, expects absolutely nothing in return. So we give these gifts. We show our kindness. We show our gentleness. We show our goodness. We show God's goodness and God's joy to everyone around us. But we don't expect anything back from it. That's agape love. I have this quote that's from Mother Teresa that I absolutely love. I framed it up because I like it so much. And I think it describes this. People are often unreasonable and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are honest, people may cheat you, but be honest anyway. If you find happiness, people may be jealous, but be happy anyway. The good you do today may be forgotten tomorrow, but do good anyway. Give the world your best you have, and it may never be enough, but give your best anyway. Just an amazing quote. And I think it just covers us, just showing God's love to those who are around us. So point number three, God generously gives us all we need. You know, you've heard it a million times. You can't outgive God. But that's the way we need to be giving too. Luke 6:38 says, "Give and you will receive. You will be given much. Pressed down, shaken together and running over, it will spill into your lap. The way you give to others is the way God will give to you." Now, this isn't just talking about money. Of course it's not. And that's one of the things we talked about on Wednesday. If not money, what else can you be generous with? And one of the answers was giving our time. Of course you can give your time to all those around you at the moment. I don't know if your parents are working, but maybe that means they need a little bit of help in the house. Maybe cooking a meal now and then, maybe doing a bit of tidying is great. But give your time. We all have plenty of time at the moment that we can give. So throughout these unusual times, we haven't stopped walking. Things might be looking a bit different. It might look and feel like it's all a bit of an uphill struggle at the moment, but God's still there for us. It doesn't matter if we're on the downhill, the flat or the uphill. He is still right there alongside us, walking with us. So how's your walk looking at the moment? What does God want you to invest in for your future with him right now at this moment? This is a good time to think about it. I think it was Paul Manwaring who said, we're in a time of famine. And in a time of famine, you have two choices. You can eat the seed you have, or you can sow it and you can wait to see the harvest. So most of us have time, so let's use it. Let's take a step in the direction of the plans that God has for us. What desires has he put in your heart? Pray, think about it, and then do something. Remember the pray bit, don't forget that bit, because it's not our walk, it's God's walk that he has planned for us. So make sure you get his view on it before you're doing things. Talk to him, find out what he wants from you and where you're going and what you can invest in. It could be a skill or a gift or a talent that you already have and you know you have. But go. If you are good at painting, find out more, learn some more. Maybe you're a worshipper, then go worship. If you're a prayer, then pray. If you're a teacher, learn, find out things and teach. This week, guys, keep walking.